When Jaws first came out, everyone suddenly became afraid to even take a bath. Today, the world is still terrified of great white sharks, and we freak out every time we spot something in the water that resembles a shark fin. Stay with us until the end to find out why you need to be afraid of more than just great white sharks. Before we put on our diving gear and get into the shark cage, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to The Richest, and hit that wonderful notification bell. Now here are the most rare and deadly sharks you don't want to come across. Cookie cutter shark. The cookie cutter shark has the biggest teeth of any shark when it comes to the proportions of teeth versus body. For a while, it was believed that the cookie cutter shark posed no threat to humans. However, 2009 marked the first documented cookie cutter shark attack in Hawaii. The little shark was just over a foot long, and it took a bite out of the leg of a swimmer. There was another reported attack in November 2017 when a 7-year-old boy got bit by one in Queensland. While the cookie cutter shark bite might not be fatal, it will certainly take out a decent chunk of your body, kinda like a cookie cutter. This little shark just goes to show that you don't have to be a huge shark to cause destruction on your prey. All you need is a good set of chompers and you're good to go. Thresher shark. One of the most notable characteristics of the thresher shark is its tail. That tail is used like a whip to stun its prey, and it can even end lives. When it comes to numbers, this shark doesn't have the same attack count as a great white does. So far, there has only been one documented attack on a human. And this attack only happened because the person was provoking the thresher shark by messing around with its tail. But that's not the only thing that concerns us. There have been at least 4 documented reports of thresher sharks attacking boats. Some fishermen have even almost been injured due to thresher sharks jumping onto their boats. While the attack on that one human was provoked, the boat attacks were not. The next time you're in a boat, take heed, as you might be a thresher shark's next target. Greenland shark. If we're talking about attacks, then the Greenland shark is technically harmless. They aren't known to attack humans, even though there are Inuit legends that involve the Greenland shark attacking kayaks. But that doesn't mean that the Greenland shark is off the hook. It's still very treacherous to humans. The Greenland shark's flesh is very poisonous. That means that you shouldn't eat this creature. Their flesh contains a high amount of trimethylamine oxide, which acts as a natural antifreeze for the shark. Apparently, the early settlers of Iceland and Greenland managed to figure out how to bypass this poisonous effect through a complicated process. The meat has to be buried for 6 to 12 weeks and must go through several cycles of freezing and thawing. Then the flesh is hung up to dry for several months before getting cut up into bite-sized cubes. Granted, if you're someone who doesn't like to gamble, then it might be best to stay away from the Greenland shark altogether. Regardless of whether it's in the water or on a dinner plate, it might just be too risky. Nurse shark. Technically speaking, the nurse shark is relatively docile and usually doesn't attack humans. There have been reports of nurse sharks attacking after they've been provoked. They can get up to about 15 feet in length and can weigh up to 330 pounds. They're also known for making sucking sounds as they look for prey. Some sharks have to keep moving in order to breathe, but the nurse shark can stay perfectly still while resting on the bottom of the ocean. One of the most troubling nurse shark attacks happened in 2016 when a 23-year-old woman was bitten in Boca Raton, Florida. There were several swimmers that were touching the nurse shark, thus provoking it. So the nurse shark bit back. It chomped on the woman's arm and didn't let go. Even as it was fading due to being out of the water, the little nurse shark kept its grasp and the woman had to be taken to the hospital. Other attacks, including one in 2017, have occurred unprovoked. One woman was honeymooning in the Bahamas when a nurse shark swam up to her and bit her. Silky shark. The silky shark is known for having a silky texture to its skin, and it's also known by several other names like whaler, olive, black spot, and gray reef. They can reach up to 12 feet in length and weigh around 420 pounds. They have long, slim bodies that look rather intimidating in the water. They also have a strong sense of hearing, which helps them to easily find their prey. While they mostly dine on octopus, bony fish, and squids, they have been known to take a bite out of people too. In 2015, a swimmer in Gran Canaria was bit by a silky shark, which was a rare occurrence since silky sharks aren't usually found in that area. At the time the bite happened, the swimmer said that it just felt like the way a dog bites when it's playing with you. However, when she rose to the surface, she saw deep teeth marks on her left arm. She hadn't been paying attention to what was exactly pulling on her arm, but it didn't take long to realize that it was a silky shark. Spinner shark. The spinner shark is actually a lot of fun to watch as they leap out of the water and perform magnificent spins. Plus, the show is free without having to go to SeaWorld. But just because these spinner sharks seem to be jumping for joy, they're also deadly to humans if they choose to attack. There have been at least 16 reported spinner shark attacks that have occurred unprovoked. These guys are powerful enough that they can knock a full-grown person off a paddle boat. The spinner is a type of requiem shark, which sounds like quite an intimidating name. They have a long and pointy snout, and they hunt in groups so they can get as much food as possible. They aren't known for attacking large mammals underwater, including people. This is because their teeth are more suited for grabbing rather than eating. However, if you find yourself swimming with a school of fish around you, you could become collateral damage as the spinner shark gets overstimulated around food. Porbeagle shark. The porbeagle shark can be found in the cold and temperate waters around the North Atlantic Ocean. It can reach over 8 feet long and weighs nearly 300 pounds. So far, there have been 2 unprovoked porbeagle shark attacks that we know of. What's really cool about the porbeagle shark is that it's able to change its body temperature quickly so that it can swim in a wider range of waters. You'll find that it eats mainly small bony fish and cephalopods. Yet as with the other sharks in this video, it might have a yearning for human flesh too. In May 2018, 21-year-old Max Berryman was bit by a porbeagle shark after the creature was caught in a fisherman's net. The shark was brought on deck where it attacked Max and sent him to the hospital. Max had 5 cuts on his lower leg that went down to the muscle. Max's injuries were significant enough to make the local news and give a fright to everyone in Great Britain. Copper shark. The copper shark, also known as the bronze whaler shark, ranks number 10 when it comes to unprovoked attacks. This guy gets its name from the brown copper color on its skin. The shark prefers warmer waters, and it is known to swim around coastal areas all over the world. They can grow to nearly 12 feet long, making them one of the larger sharks. It's a member of the requiem shark family, which has a history of attacking humans. There has been one fatal attack by a copper shark that is well known, and it occurred in Australia in September 2011. But in 2014, Sean Pollard was surfing with his girlfriend in Western Australia when he was attacked by not just 1, but 2 copper sharks. He lost one arm from the elbow down as well as his hand on the other arm. Miraculously, Sean survived the ordeal and lived to tell the tale. Yeah, this might be bad PR for Australian tourism. Lemon shark. The lemon shark is appropriately named as it has a yellow tint to its flesh. They hunt in shallow waters and usually just go for prey that lurk on the seafloor. They will usually reside in warmer waters and hang out around coral reef and river mouths. They have even been known to explore deeper waters and even experiment with swimming in fresh water in order to get a decent meal. On record, there are about 10 unprovoked attacks, all of which have been non-fatal. But just because the attacks weren't fatal, it doesn't mean that they weren't able to do significant damage. In 2013, a diver in French Polynesia was attacked by a lemon shark. The diver, Zohar Kritzer, was in Bora Bora with a group expedition team exploring a coral reef near Tapu. The location is known for having lots of lemon sharks. It is believed that the shark was attracted by Zohar's watch. He had to have surgery for his injuries as well as months of rehabilitation to recover. Wobbegong shark. The wobbegong shark is one of the most unique shark species out there, and it is responsible for over 28 unprovoked attacks. Yet, when you look at the wobbegong, it doesn't look like your traditional shark. It gets its name because it looks like it has a shaggy beard. They're bottom feeders and dwell on the ocean floor. There are a few variations of the wobbegong, including the spotted wobbegong, which is responsible for a good number of attacks. The wobbegong's mouth opens so wide that it's able to swallow prey as big as its body. Most attacks happen on the foot or leg, which makes sense given that people might accidentally step on one. In 2016, a 12-year-old boy was bitten by one in northern South Wales. In 2014, a 13-year-old had her ankle and calf mauled by a wobbegong in Avoca Beach in Australia. Though this creature be little, it is fierce and willing to take a bite out of anything in order to protect itself. Ready to take a dip in the ocean? Well, there's always the community pool. What would you do if you ran into one of these sharks? Tell us your epic escape plan in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and go find some friendly waters.